Turns out everything you've been told about getting leads for your tuition center, most of it is wrong. Trial classes, boosting your Facebook page, or doing tons of free content. Those sound great, but none of them will actually help you seriously scale your tuition center business. But even if you don't run a tuition center business, the principles here will still work regardless of what business you run. So for the past 4 years, we have helped the tuition center grow their business by almost 3 times using what we call lead magnets. So for those of you who are not sure what a lead magnet is, it's a free report, a checklist, or PDF that you give away for free in return for someone's contact details, so that you can actually eventually close them as a customer by following up with them. So today, I'm going to show you how to build a lead magnet for a tuition center or any other business really, so you can go get more parents raising their hands starting this week. So if you're new here, I'm Terence. We've been running webinar and lead generation funnels for coaches, course creators, education businesses, software businesses for over a decade now. Over 2 million leads generated since 2014 across Asia, Australia, US, and Europe. And one of our tuition center clients, I'll get into these numbers in a bit, went from paying over $10 a lead down to as little as 97 cents at one point for several weeks. So let's get into how we did this. So here's where I see most tuition centers get this wrong. And to be honest, we've made some of these mistakes ourselves before we figured things out. So first thing they do is they jump straight into the trial class ask. Book a free trial class right there in the ad. Sounds harmless enough, sounds logical, but think about it from the parents or the student side for a second. They've got to check the schedule. They've got to convince the kid. They've got to actually show up somewhere at a specific time for that trial class. It's not a small ask. It's basically a second date before you've barely said hello. And the most important thing, you haven't built enough trust yet. And 2, when they do offer something free, it's very generic, like download our brochure, get our tuition center info pack. Nobody's excited to hand over their number for a brochure. In fact, brochure is just a company talking about itself. And 3, even when they get the lead magnet piece right, they treat the lead magnet as the whole strategy instead of the first step. 1 PDF, a welcome and instruction email, and that's it. Job done, no follow-up, no next offer, nothing. Right? And number 4, this one is probably the most common. They never actually test which offer gets the hand raised. They spend 3 days creating an awesome report or lead magnet, and they think the job's done. Whatever that free report or checklist happens to be, they don't even bother testing it against another one. Then, after spending a few $100s on ads, they see no new customers and then they give up. We test multiple lead magnets. In fact, we have dozens of them and we keep testing one ad against the other. So if you fix these 4, honestly, you're already ahead of most tuition centers running ads right now. So let me tell you about our client Jerry. When we started working with him, his cost per lead was sitting above $10. He was spending a lot of his own time actually managing the ads. Now, a lot of agencies at that point would just tell him to, oh, you just need to spend more because you're making money, or just go tweak the images in the ad. Now, that's not what we did. We didn't touch the ad creative first. We looked at the offer itself, tested free study guides, real exam tips, short study checklists, phrases to use in English. Our approach was like, here, this will help your kid right now. No strings. So no hard sell, right? That shift took Jerry's costs per lead from over $10 down to 97 cents at one point. And look, it wasn't just about cheaper leads either. A parent who downloads a study guide already has raised their hand. They've told you that they're interested. Best part is, if your free PDF or guide actually helps the kids get better results, get better scores at school, You've won their trust. And asking for the next step is so much easier once you have their trust. Now you can ask them to attend a free trial class or a free special training webinar, because that's exactly what the parent wants the kid to do, because your free download has gotten them some results. So imagine what a free class would do for the kid. Well, if the kid is older, that's exactly what they want to do themselves, because, as we know, being parents of teenage kids, they want to make decisions themselves. So this is actually the first pillar in the system we built for tuition centers. We call it the micro-win report. And as I mentioned, it could be something like very specific, like 5 phrases to improve your English, or your math score boosters. Something small, something specific, something that they can actually use right away within the next 5 minutes. Not a 40-page e-booklet nobody is gonna read, but that is just the first step. A small win to build trust. And then comes the real strategy. Remember, that lead magnet is to start the relationship. Now you can offer the free trial class. You can offer free special training webinars, free online quiz, special holiday classes, special flash sales like the first month of tuition at 50% off. All these are geared to get them to take the step, which is taking out the credit card and committing to your business. And if all that still doesn't work, well, that's where a newsletter is super important. Sending out a weekly study tip or a YouTube video, and make sure it's something helpful for the parents or the child. Like, don't study science by memorizing, here's what to do instead. Or why motivation doesn't work on kids, and what parents can do instead to make your kids study hard. See, most tuition centers don't bother doing this. So if you can get a newsletter out even just once a week, you'll be way ahead of the crowd. So finally, let's get specific about creating your lead magnet. These are the specific instructions you need to create a fantastic lead magnet. Now, 1, pick something narrow and specific, not just improve at math. More like the 3 mistakes that cost easy marks in additional maths. Find one very specific problem that a student is likely to have, not some abstract one, and help them to solve it immediately. Specific beats broad every single time. So the broader you go, the more it sounds like every other tuition center out there. Honestly, parents have seen 100 ads that all say the same vague thing about improving grades, the ultimate guide, blah, 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 right? So get specific. Number 2, make it usable in 5 minutes. I keep repeating this point like a broken clock, but that is a mistake that people always make. Because if it takes a lot of effort to get through, like half an hour, 1 hour, most kids and parents just won't get through it. And it doesn't matter how good the content is if nobody actually opens it. This isn't a place for your whole curriculum. It's not even the place for a full lesson. It's just one clear, simple whip. That is the goal. Remember, the goal again is to build trust by giving them a quick win, not to educate. And that is the mistake most people make. They try and educate too much in the free lead magnet. So 3, create a short instructional video for the free download. Put a real tutor or yourself on camera delivering it, because parents want to see who's actually going to teach your kid. And this is your opportunity to build trust. And the student cares about that too. Probably just as much as the parent does, or even more, because at the end of the day, the kid's gotta feel comfortable with you. And 4, no hard sell attached to it. No limited spots, no countdown timer, nothing like that. Nothing salesy like that, right? Just give them the win. Now, at the end of your instructional video, you might want to soft sell a free webinar, or point them out to the possibility of getting a free trial class or assessment. Be that helpful guide to give them more resources. Give them a next step, but make sure it's about giving value. Do not ask for their credit card at this stage because you haven't built enough trust yet. Instead, ask them for their time and give them great value for that time they invest in you. Whether it's a trial class, a webinar, or an assessment, we use this exact low-friction entry approach as part of a bigger system to help Jerry scale his tuition business from less than 10 tutors to over 27 tutors in past few years. and over 2,000 enrolled students. That's not a small business anymore. That's basically a completely different operation nowadays, yes? And that didn't happen because of one clever ad or one lucky campaign. It happens because first step in the funnel gave people a win. And after that, we got to work with warmer, more willing parents and kids instead of cold traffic. In the end, if your ad right now is asking parents to book a trial class right away, that's probably what's stopping your marketing from working well. Let me ask you a question. Which of these 4 mistakes is your tuition center making right now? The trial ask, the generic fee meet, no follow-up after the first download, or you're just not testing what actually works? Drop it in the comments because I read everyone. And honestly, if any of this sounds like what you're dealing with, go check out our website and let's see if we can help you to fix your problem and possibly work together. So thanks for joining me on this one, and I'll see you in the next episode.